Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reacting to this TikToker Fuzz99, who was a TikToker that became very famous on obviously the platform TikTok by talking about LGBTQ issues. And recently this person, because honestly I don't even know what to call this person, we kind of can't even tell what they are, whether they're a man or a woman, was fired from their job for, I'm assuming, some sort of violation. Now they made a video on YouTube talking about it, and we are going to be reacting to the situation. Let's get right into it.
I was recently hate crimed for being queer, and as a result of me being hate crimed for being queer, it ultimately led to me being fired from my job as a high school substitute teacher.
Okay, so let's break down the first point this person made right there. This person says that they were hate crimed. Now let's look up the definition of the word hate crime. Now the definition of hate crime is a crime typically involving violence that is motivated by prejudice on the basis of ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, similar grounds. Now, unless there was violence involved, which I don't think there was in this person's case, this person was not hate crimed. This person is saying that they were hate crimed because they want to add shock value. They want you to feel bad for something that didn't actually happen. This person more than likely got fired for teaching LGBTQ plus stuff. The students and parents didn't like that. The long, drawn-out, winded pause there was so fake and performative. Like, I don't understand what the reason for it was. I guess this person's trying to gather sympathy and did it for dramatic effect, but it just looks extremely fake.
I hate making content like this. I love making people laugh and smile and forget about all their troubles. I love helping people feel comfortable in their bodies and always preach that there's nothing ever wrong with being you, and that you should always identify and do the things that make you happy and feel most like you.
Yes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand that the kids in the classroom are not your children. They are their parents' children. I don't know what's happened in the last few years where teachers now feel entitled to other people's kids. They act like they're the parents. When I was going to school, none of this was a thing. I remember when I was a freshman in high school back in 2005. Yes, I know, a long time ago. We didn't have these issues. We didn't have these problems. We had one gay teacher, but she never said she was gay. We just knew she was gay, but she never made that her entire identity. We were never taught any of this LGBTQ plus stuff in school. We had gay kids in our school. We had lesbian girls in our school. This wasn't stuff that needed to be taught in school, because if you were attracted to the opposite sex or you felt like you were some type of way, learning about it and becoming aware of it in school wasn't going to change that fact. The kids that were gay when I was growing up were gay without being taught that in school. So why do these teachers feel like they need to teach these kids all of these things that are not important to learning anything in school, to learning math, to learning science, to learning history? These are not things that are important in that regard.
I love learning about my community, and I love helping educate others about my community too. What happened to me wasn't fair to me or to my students that I helped make a better and safer environment for every single day. Right now in America, queer teachers are under attack and are constantly being targeted and kicked out of the classrooms for being who they are and for helping students feel welcomed for who they are.
No one's saying that you shouldn't be who you are. The problem that people have with LGBTQ plus teachers is that they make it their entire identity, and they want the kids to know that that's their entire identity, and they make the lessons based around LGBTQ stuff. What does the LGBTQ plus have to do with math? What does it have to do with science? What does it have to do with history? Is it in the curriculum? And don't get me wrong, this isn't just saying the LGBTQ people should be the only people that leave their sexuality out of the classroom. That goes for straight teachers too. But I don't see where straight teachers make it their point to teach the kids about the LGBTQ community. They don't make that their entire identity. So why do you feel like you need to be the one to do this? My proposition is that whether you're straight, gay, bisexual, lesbian, whatever it is, you leave your sexuality and your personal life and your sexual orientation outside of the school, and teach the kids what they're there to learn and not what you're there to indoctrinate.
For us to start, we have to go back a whole year ago to when I was being targeted by hateful extremist groups and really blew up online. Particularly by that one cis lady who was accused of inciting bomb threats against schools, libraries, and hospitals, and who also just got appointed to an advisor position on the Oklahoma Educational State Department's Library Committee, which is a whole nother mess that we're not gonna get into right now.
So blaming Lives Up TikTok for posting the content that you're posting online is somehow her fault? First of all, you can't definitively accuse this person of having incited bomb threats when you don't know who made the bomb threats. If they made them because she posted a video that you posted or that anybody else posted, maybe it was somebody that hated her and wanted to make her look bad. Leftists are really funny people in my opinion, because they will say the wildest shit online and then something crazy happens that's done by a leftist and all of a sudden it's not their fault. Take for example the baseball game shooting that happened a few years ago. That guy was a Bernie supporter, and Bernie had just been speaking about how these people are killing you because they're not giving you free healthcare, and this guy went and shot up the congressional baseball game. Was that Bernie's fault? Or does it not apply the same? Because obviously it doesn't apply the same, because Bernie's on the right side of history when it comes to these people. So leftist violence is okay to these people as long as it comes from people that they agree with. Also, it's just hilarious that these people blame Lives Up TikTok for inciting violence when literally all she does is post the videos that these people post online. It's not like she's doing research or catching these people in secrecy or doing investigations. These are videos that are literally pulled from these people's TikToks accounts, and she just posts them. And somehow the left is saying what they're saying makes them look bad, therefore she's the one that's inciting violence.
In September of last year, I was called into HR's office for 1, being reported by the haters, and 2, apparently the freshmen were writing my username on whiteboards, and the school wanted to make sure I wasn't self-promoting my brand, which I wasn't. The freshmen had a very hard time adjusting to the fact I worked at that school and freaked out on the daily.
Supposed to be like a serious video, yet this person has been having like these funny sound effects, these little funny pop-ups. It kind of just doesn't even go with the video, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to take this person serious while they're talking about being hate crimed. How did you get hate crimed and at the same time you're making a video that has upbeat music, funny pop-up sounds? It just doesn't make any sense. So you guys saw that list there, and basically high school kids were doing what high school kids do, being high school kids. So somehow this is also the freshman's fault that you were famous online on TikTok and they made fun of you for it because they probably thought you were just a cringe individual. Probably what it was, to be 100% honest.
And all the other kids at school hated the freshmen and would be like, you guys are stupid. Why are you freaking out? It is just mall. Chill out. Jeez, bro. Freaking freshmen.
Yeah, I highly doubt that any of the other kids thought you were cool. High school kids do not think teachers are cool at all. This didn't happen. This person is just fucking cringe for trying to make us believe that somehow the freshmen were bad and all the other kids were on her side.
It was then during this meeting though, I explained that I was internet famous and that I make LGBTQ educational content on the internet, and that I was targeted towards the end of summer, and that our very own town's manager was aware I was being harassed, as well as the local police department being informed and then later involved. At the end of the meeting, my manager said, word for word, and I never forgot this, I don't care if you swear like a sailor or post whatever you want to post. It is your social media and you can do whatever you want to do with it. Hearing those words and knowing that the school supported me and was going to have my back through that mess motivated me to keep creating and to keep going, and made me believe that the haters couldn't take my job away from me. Or so I thought. On October 30th, 2023, I received an email from my HR manager asking to sit down to talk about my social media posts. I hadn't posted about working at school on TikTok in a couple of weeks, and the only post I could think of was where I let the art club kids face paint my face to practice before a big football game. And I thought for some reason HR wasn't gonna be happy. I let them face paint my face and were gonna yell at me, but that wasn't the case at all. Considering the comments on this video were so horrible,
All right, so if you already know that people have a problem with you online, why don't you just automatically turn off the comments? One, to be an online personality, you're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people that hate you. You're going to have your absolute fans, and then you're going to have your haters, like you call them. So you need to develop some sort of extremely thick skin to be online and to continue to do this. But to actually sit there and read all the comments and cry about it is just insane. Like, just get the fuck off the computer. Get offline.
I do believe this was the motivation for the hater to commit the crime that they did. The morning of November 2nd, before my meeting with HR, I was notified by email by our substitute booking website that all of my jobs that I had booked out till March were taken away from me and I was released from working them. Immediately, I got a gut-sinking feeling in my stomach and realized something more serious was going on, and I had no clue what it was. When I walked into the meeting, my HR manager asked me if I knew why I was here. I said I had no idea, besides wanting to talk about my social media posts. They then pulled out a yellow folder and slid 2 screenshots of 2 old thirst traps across the table to me.
Again, this is supposed to be like a serious video, yet this person just keeps making a joke of the situation. So how am I supposed to take this person serious?
And I was just like, oh my god, wow, oh my god, I haven't seen these videos in forever. Oh my god. This is from within the first month of me making TikToks every day. When the gays were using TikTok as a dating app. Oh my god. I still had long hair. I didn't go by Mall yet or Fuzz. Wow. These'll be 4 years old in 2 months. That's crazy. Holy crap. Oh my god.
Wait a minute. 4 years?
Yeah. Look right here at the timestamp on the video. It literally says right here when the video was posted and made.
Oh my god. We were planning on cutting ties with you today, but this could change some things.
That didn't happen. Usually when HR has made a decision they're gonna fire you, they usually just do it. They're not going to say, oh well, this video was posted 4 years ago, so that was our mistake. You think they didn't have anyone look it over? You think a couple people looked at it and everyone missed this detail when this video was posted, and then they just decided, oh well, since you posted this 4 years ago, I guess we're done here. Never mind. We're not gonna fire you anymore.
I'm gonna take these notes and circle back with the superintendent and the principal, and it'll ultimately be up to them to decide what they want to do with this decision.
After that, I went home and I took the videos down and sent a follow-up email saying that I took the videos down and thanked them again for letting me tell my side of the story and that I love working with my students and would do anything for them. However, knowing the decision was up to the superintendent, who is a white cis older male and who I've never met and has no idea who I am or what I look like, and the principal, who is also a white cis male who gave me the vibes that they were not the biggest fan of me and never really knew how to interact with me because of who I am, made me feel like the chances of me not getting fired were very low.
All right, here it goes. Of course, she had to play the white cis male card. Of course, I'm gonna get fired because they're fucking a white male. You're a white man. Yeah, it couldn't be that. Maybe you shouldn't be doing the shit that you're doing online. And if you're an online personality, why not just quit your job and just be an online personality? Or wait, you don't want to quit because you actually want to indoctrinate the children. You want to have easy access to the children, and that's the reason why you won't quit your job even though you're making an income online. And I could be wrong. Maybe it just wasn't enough income, right? That she was making online to take this full time. But let's be honest here. If she was working with multiple brands and had multiple brand deals, she might have been making, or this person, I don't even know what to call this person again. I can't tell what this person is. You're saying that the superintendent didn't know who you were, what you look like, what you're about, yet you assumed that because you're a cis white male that we're automatically gonna fire you. And of course we're gonna blame that on the fact that they're a cis white male, because maybe a black woman wouldn't fire you, right? Or maybe a white woman superintendent wouldn't fire you, but a white man would. And same thing with the principal. How is it that you don't know the principal that you work for? Or if you do know him, you have a hard time interacting with this person? Don't you think that if they wanted to fire you, they would have found an excuse choose way before this to do it? If it had to do with the fact that you're queer and they're cis white male.
A few days after the meeting, however, my art teachers all reached out to me and were like, "Where have you been? Why is there another substitute subbing in the art classes right now? Where are you?" Because I eat lunch with them every day, and I'm always the first sub offered to substitute the art classes because I make art and I know what I'm doing and I'm able to help the students with their art project. And so I filled them in on everything that had happened over the last few days. And they ultimately decided and agreed that they would write a letter on my behalf to the principal stating why I shouldn't be fired and focusing on all the good that I do in and for the school every single day. My chances of not getting fired felt a lot better after they submitted that letter, I'll be honest. 2 weeks after my suspension and a week after the letter had been submitted, I hadn't heard a word yet. I reached out to HR to see if a decision had been made yet, and almost immediately my HR manager emailed back and said they had decided on going through with firing me. Which broke my heart. I had felt so ashamed when I was fired at first. I have never been fired from a job before, let alone one that I enjoyed doing. But then I started thinking, and I remembered and got so angry when I remembered the fact that the school in the past has protected a male teacher who went to jail, was accused of beating his wife, and who still works at the school while students frequently look up his mugshot and laugh at him. And another male teacher who was caught with screenshots saved to his computer of students in their bikinis that he stole from their personal Instagrams.
So this person is making some very serious allegations here. So I'm just wondering why you didn't take this information to the cop. You being a public figure and being very popular on TikTok, you could have easily exposed your school for what they did, especially after they fired you, because at that point you have no actual ties to the school, and it would be very easy for you to get revenge by getting the school under fire and getting these teachers fired. But instead you haven't, and you won't name these people because this didn't happen. This was a lie. And this person is doing it to try and garner sympathy. This person made up a story and lied, just like they made up all the genders they've been talking about over the years on TikTok. And this video is so bad. Like, I read scripts and I'm pretty bad at it, but this person, you can literally tell they're reading off a script and that they're trying to force their actual emotions. It's cringe to the max. Like, I actually have secondhand embarrassment watching this person.
And it just felt so wrong that these men could be and were protected by the school, while the only out and openly queer teacher at school was hate crimes and then ultimately led to the school firing them. It just filled me with rage. And to anyone out there who thinks I'm lying and that I didn't have a positive impact on the school can take my ex's word for it, who was also queer and understood how important queer representation was and how important my representation was for the queer students, and who texted me this one day.
Yeah, it's not like people can't fake screenshots or anything. It's not like you couldn't have had a friend send you that so you can just claim your ex sent it to you. Yeah, no one's ever faked texts before.
Immediately after I was fired, I reached back out to the teachers who had written a letter on my behalf to ask for guidance and for help and to fill them in, and I had no idea what to do. The teachers went ahead and talked to the teachers union for me, and I was advised to reach out to ACLU. When I reached out to ACLU, they told me they don't handle independent employer cases and sent me lists of resources and firms and lawyers that I could contact that could possibly help me with my case. Using my anger, I fought tooth and nail and reached out to multiple firms and lawyers every single day. I wasn't actively working at school when I originally made those thirst traps and quit working for the school for almost a full year back in 2021. I felt and feel like the content I made before I quit should not be allowed to be used against me.
Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of your actions, isn't that what leftists always do? They go back and use a 9-year-old, 10-year-old tweet to get you fired from your job? But you feel like it shouldn't have been done against you? They shouldn't have used your old content? Well, maybe you shouldn't have put it online. Because what goes around comes around. This is the environment that you guys wanted. You guys created this environment. And now you're upset because the rules that you guys created were used against you?
As well as feeling as my First Amendment right and my freedom of expression have been violated.
Yeah, your First Amendment right and freedom of expression weren't violated. The government didn't come and actually stop you from posting the content that you were posting on TikTok. You suffered what are called consequences of your actions. Isn't that what you guys say all the time? Well, you can say whatever you want with freedom of speech, right? Which they don't even believe in. You're gonna suffer the consequences of your own actions. That's exactly what happened to you.
My case seemed to be in the gray area for some lawyers and firms. Some were too old and didn't want to deal with anything relating to social media, and some either never answered my emails or completely ghosted me after one email. I was, however, able to meet with a big firm in Boston who took a lot of interest in my case, and after having a meeting with me, went and did research into the ever-changing laws of social media in schools. They found that they weren't 100% sure that the First Amendment would protect me because nothing political were said in my videos, and because I didn't make the videos at school, but rather as a civilian in my own home. Which is so backwards, but I guess good to know for any teacher out there that wants to make a thirst trap in their classroom. Like, fun fact, the First Amendment will protect you. Yep, great, awesome. After telling me that the firm wasn't 100% sure that the First Amendment would protect me, they went on to say that I definitely have been wronged and highly suggested that I get another opinion and sent me more resources to reach out to. After going back for another round of emailing firms and lawyers, it just kind of felt like I hit a wall. I had to keep creating content with a smile on my face. I found out my dog had terminal cancer and we had to put him down. I had advertisements that I had to do for companies, and everyone and their mom just wanting my attention. Life kept moving.
This person actually thinks they're more important than they actually are. Everybody and their mom wanting my attention. You really think you're that important? You really think if you stop making content tomorrow, people on the internet would give a fuck? You might have like 100, 200, maybe 1,000 people that might care for a little bit, but in a couple months they'll forget about you. They don't care. They don't care. You're not that important. The level of self-importance and narcissism that these people actually have is crazy.
I decided that after working at school for so long and not being able to put 100% into influencing because of it, that I wanted to full send being an influencer full-time. Going full-time influencing seems like the best revenge. When I sat down with my talent manager in a meeting and I explained to her everything that had happened to me and that I wanted to take a leap to full-time influencing, she was very understanding and has been working her hardest to get me sponsorships. And for the first time ever, I'm making more money a month influencing than I ever did as a substitute teacher. It'd still be great to have both incomes, but this is only the beginning for me. I have known since I was a little kid that I am supposed to be something great. I've felt it in my bones that I'm supposed to do something, be someone. I will do more than just influencing in this world. I will get to act. I will get to have my own book series. I will have my own cartoon show and voice act. I will create products that help the LGBTQ community. And most of all, I will make people smile and feel loved while feeling loved and supported as I do so.
All right, this video is cringe. Like I said, this is just a grift. This person is literally getting on here, sucking their own beef I don't even know what they have. They alluded to having long hair before, so I think this was a woman who's on maybe testosterone replacement therapy, because they've got some peach fuzz going under the chins right there. This video has about 19,000 views, and the like to dislike ratio is absolutely insane. I mean, this person has been a lolcow on the internet for well over a year now. This wasn't the first time people have covered this person. And like I said before, man, just keep all that talk about sexuality and all this stuff, LGBTQ, out of the school. Keep your personal life out of the school. You're there to teach. You're not there to indoctrinate the kids into an ideology, which is what a lot of these teachers want to do. If these kids are going to be gay, they're going to be gay regardless. If they're going to be trans, they're going to be trans regardless. They don't need a teacher teaching them about trans issues in school for them to know that that's what they're gonna be. Or do these people think that trans people just came about as soon as they started teaching about it in school? How did the first trans person come about? I wanna know, I'm actually curious. They weren't teaching that in school. So how did this person know they were trans? Honestly, this video was cringe. This person is cringe. I'm glad they got fired. Seems like they're making more money now with the LGBTQ grift, and I'm happy for them, not really. But yeah, this whole fucking sob story that was supposed to be a sad story of a video while using upbeat music and like quirky, funny pop-up sounds just didn't hit, and the like to dislike ratio reflected it. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and follow me on social media. The links are in the description down below. Join the Discord. I have a Discord, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.